Alright, so Echoing Spirit Misfortune, that one will be up first. I think that's the only Echoing Spirit build we need to test. So we have that one. Then we have Fear Cleaving Axe that we probably need to test out a little bit more. Yeah, I'll have to do a couple matches with that one. But this should be solid. Let's maybe go and look at what we'd want to do for a Fear Cleaving Axe build. Hello, Long. We would have to go for Norah's Relic. And then that one there. Yeah, that should work. Sounds good. Today we're just going to be going through and quickly testing out a lot of different builds. Probably not going through entire matches. Just doing like 1 or 2 matches with each build to kind of see how we're thinking about it and whether or not we should suggest it for the Epic Relic guide video. Hello, Pokey Anu? Yeah, let's go with that. Hey, COVID. COVIDez? Interesting. Alright, what was another one? I think Gnar. Gnar was another one that's like, do we want to try Fear Cleaving Axe on? Let's get rid of that one. And that one. Alright, Fear Cleaving looks good there. And yeah, we can use Beast Within right here. Still want to get him on the board earlier so the Fear Cleaving Axe can proc. So I think we'll still throw on like Scourge's Stash. Hello, Violet. And hello, Jump. Yeah, they do have some pretty long ads sometimes on Twitch. They have, yeah, pretty rough. All right, so we're going to start off with Misfortune. There we go. So yeah, we're starting off with an Echoing Spirit build. So you can always make sure you have your Misfortune, which is really nice. And then when you do have her, you're going to get a bunch of her champion spell, which is the Make It Rain. Going to go down to a 1 cost, so very easy to play. To pair that up, we're going to go with the Luden's Tempest to increase its damage, and also to increase the damage of Shock and Awe. I think this would be a decent build to pair together. Yeah, Echoing Spirit's one that people suggested for Misfortune, but I never really tested out before. Yeah, we'll just hop into Aurelion Sol, play like probably 2 matches, see how it feels, and then kind of either keep it on the list or remove it. Mana Flow is nice. That being said, I don't want a power that is too strong to influence us, so I think I'll just go for the deep cuts. Tom Kent with a stable inventory. I don't want the build to feel really good just because we happen to get a very powerful power. So if we get any like crazy epics or things like that, probably not going to grab them because we're not doing the entire run. Yeah, we got tons of Misfortunes. We'll actually re-roll everything here. We know we're going to draw at least 1 Misfortune because she's the only champion we have. The other big thing is that her 2-star power lets you redraw your juiced up Make It Rains. When as attack, draw a unit. I mean, it can draw Misfortune. Since you have so many in your deck, it is gonna help. That is definitely a problem with a lot of Echoing Spirit builds, is if you don't have draw built in, then yeah, you definitely can struggle. So I've thought of this for other champions. You're like, oh, that'd be so good, but it's like, no, you'd burn through your champion spell and then have nothing to play. But yeah, having that extra draw is going to be definitely helpful. Hello, Jubilant. Also, this build is a little bit better because of the constellations. already have the charging sigil on this to make it even stronger. And then if you get it a 6-star, it then becomes even stronger again. Do we want to play this or just attack?
Set sail.
Yeah, I think we'll play a hired gun, see what they play, and potentially drop 2 of these.
I like that.
Not just the eyes, you know.
All right, they're out of mana, so it's not like they're going to play another unit. We could drop 2 of these to kill them, do a solid amount of damage to their Nexus, and then be able to attack. Eaglebert, 110. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. Echoing Spirit seems good on Diana and Yi. Yes, and they're ones we have on the list. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure we have them both on there. Yeah. Let's see. Master Yi, Diana. Yep. Those are 2 that are very good with it, definitely. But yeah, solid amount of damage. Now, if we had the 6-star, you wouldn't want to do that like we just did. You'd want to save it for when you're attacking to boost up the damage even more. But we don't have the 6-star yet. Still, though, really good. We'll do one more match. Just to get a little bit more of a sense of it, and then we'll move on to another champion. I just unlocked Darius 6-star. He is much safer now. He can board spam at early mana. I just create units to block. Also, Reli is a monster engine form because of Blade Dance. So if you just unlock 6-star, when you attack, does the unit you summon attack with you, or are they just on the board? Because yeah, Darius 6-star is one that's... I'm not sure how exactly it's going to work. If it's on the board, then it's still okay. If it's attacking with you, then it's amazing. I just got here. Good morning. Sorry, I wasn't commenting on something I thought I was missing. All good, Hexstar. Let's see. With regional star crystals, do dual region champs use? So you can check. No, just on the board. Okay, that's what I was a little worried about, but that makes sense. Thank you. Grubid, thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. Let's just grab this here. So we'll do this quickly for you. I'm not even gonna say your name. I'm sorry. 4 champions that are dual region. Let's see here. So Morgana. Morgana's a perfect example. Dual region champion. If you look at the Constellation, though, if you click here, you see what they actually take. So Morgana, even though she's dual region, she just takes Targon. And this is the same for some of the other ones. You just... One, it can... Well... You can kind of tell here, but the best way to tell is just look right down here. You can see what this champion takes. That being said, the upgrades you get can hit both of your regions. So over here, 75% XP for champions from my regions. So both of her regions. So both Demacia and Targon get 75% increased XP. Yeah, just check in the bottom corner right there. You're able to check which ones they use. Hey, Kata fan. Let's see. Sure, let's go against Sejuani. Man, Vex becomes so good with just the spell damage upgrades. Still haven't played Vex. That's one that, like, I'm wanting to get more upgrades with them before I start playing them. Stomped Lysandra without even having the 4-star Vex. Nice. Yeah, I think Vex is going to be very good. Vex is Bandle City, I think. I think Shadow Isles is just Viego and Gwen. I think those two are Shadow Isles. Vex is Bandle City. So we could just drop a Make It Rain to kill that right away. Sure. We can play Misfortune next time. Yeah, as much as I want... as much as I want the Misfortune Crystal, I also would kind of want to save a Bilgewater Crystal just in case Pike gets upgraded. Because I'd want to power through that, but we'll have to see. It is a nice amount of removal, just being able to drop this. Especially because we're not running Overwhelm right now. So yeah, I don't think Echoing Spirit is necessarily going to be best, but I do think it is worth having on the list. What's your first cut on Viego or his deck good? Right now, I'm cutting Possession because it's bugged and it's not giving you the cost reduction. So yeah, I cut Possession every time for Viego at the moment. Here we will just... Actually, I think it's better to just do it out here. But we will surrender this one. And we'll go to the list. Take off her little asterisk because she is good. So I think that's everything for that one. Let's move on to Fear Cleaving Axe. And let's go to Norah. I think I've tested this one out before and I wasn't really impressed, to be honest. So the build we're going with, the Portal Accelerator to obviously give our units that impact, so Fear Cleaving Axe has an effect, and then Beast Within just to try to do as much damage early, making sure all of our units have Overwhelm. That paired with the impact should be a good amount of damage to take out people, so we'll see. Yeah, let's go ahead, test out some matches here. I'm not even putting Morana at 4 stars until they either release Tougher Adventures or a new Targon Constellation. I have her at 4-star. Again, that's another champion I haven't actually played yet. We don't need the Crush. Stabilize is fine, but I actually want to go for a little bit more of a power that shouldn't affect the build, so let's just go for Hold It. Alright, Karma with Unyielding. I feel like my instinct on most champs is to cut the most expensive card. Might be a me thing, but I find it ending matches before I play things that cost 5 or more and have a chance to impact the board. I don't think that's you. I think that's what most people do. And that's normally a good call. Yeah, I think that's solid. Little Stiz. Stiz. Thank you for the follow. Also, Groupit, I think I thanked you for the Prime, but just in case I didn't. Pretty sure I did. But regardless, thank you again. Let's go ahead and drop Norah.
Home is just around the portal.
We could drop Yordle Captain, could drop Portal Palooza. Let's actually go with this, because we could potentially put on a lot of pressure before they even get their Karma on the board. Well, we did not get lucky. I was thinking we'd be able to bring out some portals, because we have 4 of them, and we did not hit any of them. So that feels bad.
Oh, steady if you please.
Yeah, it's what I thought, but I didn't want to miss it just in case. The real reason to not get Morgana to 4 stars, if you have the resources. No real reason to not get Morgana to 4 stars. Yeah. 5 and 6 might be overkill. And it could be worth waiting for Leona. Yeah, I think for most champions, the 4-star is not really that bad. Like, it's 60 champion fragments and only 10 of the star crystals. So I think for most champions, even ones like Morgana where they're very powerful, goodness, I think it's still worth getting the 4-star. I feel like Norah's a champion that could also be decent with Echoing Spirit. Especially when you have a lot of extra mana. Trying to just get your Portal Paloozas off like crazy. I think that could be solid. Yeah, we'll see though.
Follow me. I know where I'm going.
Everything's better with company.
Says you. Hello. Anyone want to join my party?
Patrol 1, Patrol 2, Patrol 3.
We actually won't play our junk construct. Toast, other than Scion, what is the champ you want to see in Path of Champions? It used to be Scion and Viego, but we got that. Ephemeral. Let's give this one Ephemeral.
Party attack.
Who are some other ones? Xerath. Xerath is up there. I think he would be really fun. Ziggs could be interesting. Maokai and Nautilus also would be really good. Rise and Kale. Renekton. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Is that creaking the branches of my bones?
Yeah, if you want to get your 4-star, it's just 10 star crystals. That and these 60 fragments. Okay, so we got through one health bar, but they still have another one left. Sure, we can drop this. That's fine. And Morgana's 4-star is strong, even if unnecessary for current content. Yeah, and honestly, it's not that the 4-star is going to increase your chances to win. It's going to increase the speed in which you win, which will be handy. Because that's kind of Morgana's issue, is she can beat everything in the game, but she's really, really slow. So having something to help speed that up is quite helpful. You said something else? You ignored me about 2p messages up. Katarina would indeed be great. Too great. Let's... Yeah, that's fine. I want Hecarim deck that lets me stack items on the Shark Chariot. Yes, I would love a Shark Chariot deck. That would be the best. Shark Chariot is such a fun card. Shark Chariot with free attack. Oh my word. It would be the best. Let's go ahead and kill some of these. We do have these massive units. So yeah, for Norah, it's like boosting your impact. It works, but the issue we're running into is that, for one, you're recycling, not really recycling, you're going through your units very often. And so stacking impact doesn't really matter because your units, they're very disposable. You're getting rid of them and you're getting new ones. And so you don't care as much about the individual units. You don't care about stacking up impact on them. And then also, it's just not as, ironically, impactful as many other relics. So while technically Norah can use it, I don't necessarily think it's worth suggesting. Okay, yeah, jump. Shark Chariot with Rally Banner. We'll do one more for Norah, but this is kind of what I was thinking yesterday. Is yeah, there was. I knew that this was a time that I had tested this setup before, hoping that it would work. But yeah, when you play it, there's just a lot of flaws. Sure, let's go for Fiora.
The opposition.
Yeah, there's still Morgana I need to test. There's Talia that I've gotten nothing for that I need to test. Or, well, I need to get stuff for first, which I would love to have. There is Kaisa, haven't also really gotten almost anything for. I keep seeing that in my Emporium now, champion fragments. They normally wouldn't show up in my Emporium because I already had everything. But now they keep showing up, but it's like,
I have studied every fight.
they're normally overpriced in the Emporium, and so it's like, yeah, I think I would rather just like buy a big bundle because I know that they're actually better value for money than doing a bunch of small purchases in the Emporium, because yeah, they're pretty pricey in there. All right, so we could play someone else. They have 2 mana. We could play the Tea Maker or the Junk Construct. We have 0 portals in there, so the draw won't actually help us.
Oh, steady if you please. Off we go.
Oh, they must have just really bad draw. And as you see, even though we're ending the game very quickly, that's due to Norah being strong, not necessarily this relic. Because if you look, it's adding like 1 damage because of the impact here. And like, yeah, it's technically scaling up Norah a little bit, but it's really just not that impactful of a relic. I wish those big bundles were better.
Done it.
They don't give you the resources you need to get to 4 or 5 stars. So those bundles, they're more for champion shards. Like the lower, like the $70-ish one, that one is more for buying a Nova Crystal, and that gives you like a Diamond Vault. The Gemstone one, I don't think you're really buying it for the gemstones. You're buying it because it has like 2 Diamond Vaults, a couple Platinum Vaults, and maybe other ones even lower than that. And like the Diamond Vaults already give you a lot, and they can high roll into an insane amount. So yeah, you're not really getting them for the gemstones and stuff. You're getting them just to get tons of champion fragments, so you can level everyone up that way. Because yeah, if you're looking at it just for gemstones, it's like, why would I want to spend this much money on gemstones? This is terrible. And that's, yeah, not really the point of why I think you would want to get them. Let's check our list, though. Yeah, Norah, I'm going to... I'll leave her on the list, but just add like a note. That's one that's like, I might add to the video as like, yes, this champion can use it, but is it really recommended? Well, I don't want the video to be crazy long, so yeah, I think I'll just... It's not like I need to have a certain amount. So yeah, Norah, I don't think it's worth using for the Fear Cleaving Axe. I think, 1, it's about boosting up your units. It's not actually adding that much damage. It's not like the impact is really stacking up because you're going through units so quickly. You normally don't care about your units dying. It's not adding that much damage. And for Norah, you're more about putting on a ton of pressure early. The Fear Cleaving Axe is more about scaling, though, as far as stacking up your impact. It's not really giving you a lot of upfront damage. It's not like Lux, where it's increasing... excuse me. It's increasing all of your unit stats and giving them impact and giving you your level up. And for Lux, she doubles the effectiveness of your spirit generation. So, like, for her, it works as an aggro tool. For Norah, it really doesn't. I don't think it's recommended, and yeah, I don't think I'll add it in the guide. Gnar is up next. He's another one that I need to test with Fear Cleaving Axe. So we're going for that. We're going for the Beast Within because a lot of your units have subtypes. Overwhelm is really handy. We want to get Gnar on the board still early. So that's why we're going to go for the Scourge to Stash so we can try to attack and get this boost going. I still don't really know if this is going to be worth it, but I do need to test it out. So let's just go ahead and hop in. Now, I want Ari and Kenny in Path of Champions really bad. I love bounce and reuse mechanic. Interesting. Yeah, it would be nice. We do need a recall focus deck, and both of them could work for that. We'll just go for Icker because we don't want to get anything too crazy. All right, Tom Kench. Weekly chest should include some Path of Champions content as well. I mean, I think you're talking about the weekly vault, and while I would agree, and this was actually a question I asked Riot, they're wanting to keep that for the PvP players, but as a bit of a compromise, they not only added us or gave us a whole bunch of other rewards, but they made the daily quests that used to just go for the vault now also give us our own little bronze vaults that give us like 5 champion fragments. So it did make at least all the quests to level up the vault not useless. So I think that is decent. Yes, we can be happy with this. I beat Lysandra with Norah, Transmog, Scissors, and Corrupted Star Fragment. Yeah, like, there's so many better relics to choose for Norah than the what are they called? Than the Fear Cleaving Axe. There's just so many better things to get for Norah. Specifically Fear Cleaving Axe and Yordle Dream. Or have you tried Fear Cleaving Axe on Elise? I think I have. She is on the list of champions that we're going to test that on. So we could get our damage off, but we wouldn't be able to get our Gnar. So I think we'll just play a Proto Poro, bank the mana, and end the round. Yeah, usually just going for Dreams of Yordle is... I have done that on Elise, and yes, that one is amazing. Because you're essentially doing the boost already with your Elise without actually having the relic. But I'll try to pair them both together and see how it does. Sure. Alright, I think let's have this one get stunned. Alright, so we're going to do solid damage. Sadly, most of our units don't have impact yet, so the Fear Cleaving Axe isn't actually going to trigger this round. Or, like, it's not... It'll trigger, but it's not actually boosting too many units. By the way, I unlocked Asol, and I'm going to get into a 3-star monthly with him for the first time. Nice. It's so sad they nerfed Gale Force. It would have been so good with Kennen. Yeah, it definitely... I loved how it did work, where you could use it for some recall synergy. I like how it's like technically a bad thing for you, but you could turn it to your advantage. Let's just go here for our little plunder damage. Are you using a level 1 Asol? Yeah, Jinx in the monthlies does not mess around, especially if she has Rally. Oh, it's so bad. Alright, so we have a full board now. This is where it should really be useful. So we can... Yeah, drag him here and then stun him. And sure, we can go right, I guess, vulnerable. Yeah, we have a bunch of extra damage we can push, but this should be more than enough. So I feel like it's definitely better for Gnar. For Gnar, you're trying to keep your units alive already. You're trying to stack up the impact. You aren't replacing your units, so you're trying to not do that. So the boost mechanic, since you're increasing their damage, you're also increasing, like, it's going to keep stacking up. It's going to be stronger every single round. So it is definitely more meaningful and more impactful. Level 1 star. Yeah, that's rough. This would be a big removal. Refill 1 spell mana is actually solid, though. Let's go ahead and grab this. Waiting for the Elise Constellation. Yeah, that's going to be very fun and probably very crazy. Sure. Let's... Both these are annoying. Let's actually go for Poppy. This should be more difficult and a better showcase.
Well, okay.
Axe, Dreams, and Gale Force for OTK Elise. Not that she can't do that already. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be trying to do. Hey Toast, hope you're doing great today. It is pretty good. Let's... I think get rid of one of them. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Hope you're having a good day too. I would like them to add another relic with recall, just not such a big other effect. Yeah, if there was one that the recall was more the point and the goal, that wouldn't be bad. Got my first 70 wins, looking forward to next month, using a bunch of new champs I attained. Congrats. Let's attack before they drop their Norah. Or not Norah, Poppy. Alright, we can get our Gnar on the board. We could get our tiny Yordle, but I think we want to save that ephemeral for next round. I like that you could feel clever with old Gale Force, but I didn't really know that Gale Force plus Gatebreaker and Bounty Hunter was basically optimal for every champ. Especially Teemo, but yeah. That's the issue, is just when one build just makes it better than everything else. That's normally when they nerf things. Do we care about the chief? Let's here. Oh, goodness. Anyways, let's stun their Poppy so she doesn't get their attack effect off. Yeah, let's start with that. How long are you streaming today? I'm not sure. Like, I'm gonna do at least the 2 hours. Let's try to get this plunder damage off because we need it. Definitely not going to be pushing myself, though, because we're about to stream for a week straight. Hex Flash, end turn, recall me, grant all copies of me everywhere. -1 power? Do you mean +1 power? Because recalling yourself to also screw yourself over seems like a bad idea. Alright, let's have her here. We can then stun her. Why is it saying reduce? Oh yeah, the damage is going up. Good. This is focus speed. We want to save the mana for a primal strength. Everyone has impact. We're going to boost up all the impact even more. Alright, so we can let this one live. It has more impact stacks. It's more valuable. A Gnar Constellation would be fun too. Good morning, Naz. Definitely save some energy for the weekend. Yes. Yes. Yeah, will be interesting. Alright, so for Gnar, I still don't think this is going to be like what I would use for like his optimal build, but I think it is actually worth using. It's not just a champion that can use it, it's one that's like, this is viable. So I think for him, I will get rid of the little asterisks and just have him there as like, yes, this is a valid option to use on him, and it has much more synergies with him than it did for Norah. Let's go ahead and grab our Elise. Dueling Dog. Thank you for the follow. Alright, so Elise, we have Dreams of Yordles. Let's throw on Fear Cleaving Axe. And yeah, we can try Gale Force. See how it goes. This is going to be a little bit rough because our Spiderlings, though, they're not going to have Overwhelm because we aren't running Spirit of the Buru or the Beast Within. So this one is going to be interesting. Still waiting for the Void expansion? Yes, I would love that. This one might not be good. How about Norah Relic and Axe and Poro King? Probably too slow and not worth the 2 epics, though. Yeah. This is your favorite relic setup for Elise? Yeah, I think Spirit of the Buru, we don't have the epic slot for it, so we can't actually throw in another one at the moment. We will try this out, and because we're, again, trying to evaluate the Fear Cleaving Axe part of it, I think just going for Dreams of Yordles is probably better, and not doing both of them. But again, we will test it out and see. Now it's weird just seeing 3 stars. Like, at first it was weird to see the 6 stars, and now it's just weird. It's like, man, it looks so small. When attacking, grant unions 1/1 for each impact they have. Man, we've gotten deep cuts almost every time. Oh my word.
I accept your terms.
How do I get Gale Force? The Emporium. The Emporium is how it just, you have to wait for it to show up there. But yeah, that's how you can get it. Make sure you have 500 Stardust on hand. Let's honestly get rid of all of these. I leveled my Elise in an Evelyn deck. Huh. Hey Toast, hope you're doing well. Which bundle do you recommend the players buy? So I would say the $5 bundle is very good. Great value for money. So if you're wanting to buy one, I would say that one is good. And then I would also say the like intro to Constellation bundles, that one bundle that's going to give you a good amount of resources. It's going to give you 1 of your shards. Man, the Fearsome is really being clutch right here. That Constellation intro bundle is also not bad. That's a lot of damage. GG. So yeah, that one is good. I think all of the champion specific bundles, so the different ones for Volibear, Lux, and Misfortune, are all good if you really like that champion. I would say they're pretty reasonable if, like, for the first one you want to get the Epic Relic. that's associated with that champion. However, I think every one of those epic relics is fairly niche. So really make sure you want to be playing with that epic relic and don't just buy it because it's an epic relic. Like the Volibear one, yes, it's usable on Volibear. It's going to be really good for Talia, so if that excites you, then that's a reason to get it. Like, it's usable on a couple other champions, but not that great. The Misfortune one, great on Misfortune if you level her up. Should be good for, or it's decent for, like, Jin and Annie, and maybe some other champions. And then the Lux one is only good for Lux. So it's like, if you think those relics are worth getting, then those bundles aren't terrible. Yeah, each one of those bundles I'm not too upset with. The thing I really dislike more is the other constellations or the other bundles that are broken up by not constellation, by region. But that's more an issue with the fact that they just split up the currencies. All right, we can't play Elise, so we can't really do anything. Shock and Awe is top tier on Jin and Annie. What about the expensive bundles that cost 10k coins? So the very expensive bundles, so the like $100 gemstone bundle, you don't really want to get it necessarily for the gemstones. You are getting a ton of champion fragments. There's like 2 diamond vaults in there, and then like 3 platinum vaults, I think. There's a lot in there. So if you have the money and you want to really speed up your progression, it's fine, but it is like, it is a lot of money, so just be very careful with
There's nothing
making sure you actually have the resources for it. Yeah, the gemstones are kind of sadly, or not, it's more of a bonus. I wish that bundle also gave you a crystal, one of the echoing or Nova crystals. I wish it gave you one of those. So that's disappointing. The only way to get a Nova crystal, the only way to buy one, is in the $75-ish bundle. So it's like, since these things are bundled together, just make sure you're actually interested enough in all of the different pieces. I'm not as much of a fan of them, but I get if you're someone that you just want to really speed up your progression, you don't want to wait, it can work. Also, this setup is actually doing decent. We're putting out so much damage, even without the overwhelm. This actually is working. Definitely don't rush into getting any bundles, though. Don't feel like you're struggling with FOMO. Make sure it actually... Don't make an impulse purchase, because it's a lot of money that you don't want to lose. It's very random. You get shards from all champions, not just the region. Yeah, that part is interesting. It would be better if it's like, okay, these are region specific for the gemstones. Why not make it region specific for the other relics? That is definitely a bit of an issue. And so if you're really caring about one specific champion, also probably don't get those bundles, because yeah, you might get it for every other champion. Like for me, I've opened tons of chests from all the different rewards we've had, all bunch of different vaults, and I've gotten nothing for Talia. So if Talia was the only champion I wanted, then if I bought all of those, then it's like these were all kind of a waste.
Trust nothing but
So I don't think it's like that they're absolutely terrible and no one should ever get them. I just think you should be very careful before you get them and try to look at all the factors beforehand. I wish they introduced a way to get an individual champion fragment. I want to get 6-star Echo, but I don't have his fragments. So in the Emporium, random champion fragments will come up. Like for me, I have like 10 fragments for Talia I could buy, and like 10 fragments for someone else. So they can pop up. That being said, normally they are more overpriced in the Emporium, whereas when you're getting them from bundles, they're more discounted. So you're technically paying less per champion fragment. The thing is, it's random, whereas the Emporium, you know you're getting 10 for the specific champion. So there is kind of a way you can get it, but yeah, there's always pros and cons. See ya, Kata fan. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, Overwhelm, you are able to get that from other ways throughout your adventure, whether that's getting Overwhelm on your champion, Overwhelm on from a power. But yeah, we are just like absolutely dominating a lot of these.
A bite was all it took.
All right, so even though this isn't going to be my favorite Elise build, I think it's definitely good enough to actually recommend. So yeah, we'll add Elise, or take away her little asterisks, and we'll talk about her in the build. So next up, Found Fortune Leona. So I get why this would work well. It's just another one that I have not personally tested. But for Leona, your Found Fortune is going to pull out your Ravoon. Obviously, very, very good. So let's see. Let's get rid of this one. Throw on Found Fortune. And again, go test this out for a round or two. What is this giving us? Alright, our daily quest. Let's go ahead, hop in here, see how it works. Did you do Axe Vane? No. I'm just... Vane wasn't one that I added to the list for the axe. I feel like... What's the point in doing it for Vane? Like, it just seems like it's a barely better Rage Blade. It doesn't really seem that worthwhile.
In carnage I bloom like a flower in the dawn.
This is so much better with Shadow Totem or powers that summon ephemeral copies. Yes. $3 for 10 fragments is a little crazy when in 2 days you get the same amount from wild fragments. Yes, and that's why the Emporium is one that, again, I would say be careful before you get anything. It's like, it's not you should never get anything from the Emporium or champion fragments, but just know you are paying a premium for them. So don't think, oh, this is a great deal. It's like, not really. If you really want it, that's still fine, but yeah.
My faith protects me.
Nether 696, thank you for the follow.
We will not suffer unbelievers.
I would use Axe and Dreams on Jax. It's not good, but funny. I mean, I feel like that's the same with just going like triple Rage Blade on someone. It's not necessarily good, but it's just fun. I wish there was another way to get a Nova Crystal. I hate that the only way to buy one is a like $70 to $80-ish bundle. Like in that bundle, you are still getting like a diamond vault and I think a couple platinums, but it's still pretty rough that this is the only way to get it. All right, so we can drop our Leona. We draw a Ravoon.
Behold the sun's holy light.
Ravoon is pretty important to
You do
get.
not have a part to play. Take one.
And as long as you don't get any other 4 costs, you have a 100% chance to draw him and give him an epic item.
Warriors of the Raharaka, time is now.
We'll
Yeah,
follow
I'd say
you to
that
the
is
edge of
pretty good.
daybreak.
Because now we can be triggering our Daybreak effect, buffing up all of our units. Yeah, that
A
is
shield for allies, a sword for enemies.
pretty solid.
To shine like the sun, you must burn like it.
So what's the list you're making? Well, we made the list yesterday where we listed out all the epic relics, and then we listed out all of the
Burn away doubt.
champions that we thought would work well. And for all the champions I tested, I just listed them if I already knew, like, yes, they were going to be good here. Some champions people recommended I had never tested, and so it's like, I see how this could work, but I don't have direct experience, so I want to just get that experience before I make the recommendation. Or it's champs that I know I've played before, and I maybe had a bad feeling about it, and I was like, I need to go test this out again to make sure that I'm right that this is bad. Yes, always be wise with your money. That's why you gamble a lot. It's invested in dedication. Alright, I think we are fine with Leona. I already understood why it was good, and then playing through it, just like, yeah, this is solid. We're trying to test a lot of things today. That's why we're not doing entire runs, because then that would make this so much longer. But yeah, Leona with Found Fortune. Not surprised, but that is one that definitely works. For some other ones to test out. Packed powder for Poro King. There we go. Let's not the Poro King. So Buru. Packed powder. And then I think we also probably want to get Scourge's Stash, because then Spirit of the Buru would count for our Poro King. So we have a 1-cost Poro King, and he's going to have scaling, and all of our Poros are still going to be super strong. Get him on the board early, make those Poro snacks. Yeah, I think this is solid. You could add some other things like Secret Technique to further boost up the power. But yeah, we're trying to test out the pack powder part of it. Let's grab him and again just go and test him out. Is Oath still working with Leona, or did they patch it already? They patched it. So getting all of the great bonuses, that's kind of gone, sadly. All right, Karma with Power Overwhelming.
Always trust your spirit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy on the weekend. So the list won't be coming out, or the video won't be coming out this weekend, but probably early next week, I'm going to try to record that whole video. We don't want to actually drop our Poro King. We want to get the cost reduction. Although, we're not going to get the cost reduction before we attack. Let's just start off with dropping this. Secret Technique only works on the Poros on the board, right? I forget. I think I heard something like that.
Oh, I see.
Finish the monthlies for the first time. Congrats.
Heart and mind as one.
Yeah, monthlies are very good to do, so that is fantastic. Alright, we probably don't have enough, right? Yeah. But we should have, yeah, enough keywords here. If we attack with everyone, we're going to lose 2 Poros. I think that's okay. We'll lose a couple Poros, but we'll get our plunder off so we can drop our Poro King, we can drop our Poro stories. And we'll keep scaling everyone up. We'll use a Poro Nip to kill her next round. Yeah, let's... Well, Elusive's not terrible. But I think let's drop this one here. Alright, so our whole board will scale up. We have Poro Snacks we can play. We have our Poro Nip. We should be fine. Left for a bit. What's the build for this one? So we're doing Poro King, and the thing we're testing out is Packed Powder. So we're trying to pair that with Scourge of Stash. Both of them together can get Poro King down to 1, so it works with Spirit of the Buru. Also, Spirit of the Buru is just something you kind of always want to have. We probably already have enough, right? They could have a deny. But they don't have enough for 2 denies, so... Perfect.
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
And now they don't have mana for deny. Yeah, once you get a karma off the board, any other ones they play are so much weaker. Alright, at this point, everything's just scaling out of control.
Don't touch that.
What did they have? Alright, power overwhelming, so this will be a game. Not the best showcase because we're already starting at 10 mana, so it doesn't work as well, so we'll play some more. Yeah, we don't have a command for the build because the build changes constantly. Sure, let's grab this one. Sport Champ. Yeah, Renekton's fine. Caitlyn, Fiora. Sure, let's go against Fiora. That could be fun.
I would gut down the opposition.
Yeah, so trying to test out as much as we can today. For the weekend, while I will still be streaming in the morning, I'm taking the rest of it off to spend time with the wife. So, actually, we need to hold on to this to increase our odds of Poro King. So yeah, I won't really be working on it over the weekend, but hopefully early next week I can get it, all the information finalized, recorded, and then get out there. I'm finding a nice balance with like being able to upload some of the stream content to YouTube, and it's a lot easier than having to like stream all day and then record an entire separate video and edit that for the same day. Yeah, let's try to get an attack in. Because this way I can make a lot of content more easy, but then I can focus more on the bigger, more impactful videos I want to spend a lot of time on. So it's pretty solid. We're going to wait until our Nahira gets down to a 1 cost. Wife weekend, waiting at life, yeah. Her birthday was a little while ago, but we were busy with other things, so we couldn't really celebrate that much. So this weekend, we're pretty much celebrating her birthday. So yeah, while I'll be streaming in the morning, that is gonna be it. Which is why I've also been getting ahead on videos. Poro King, it looks good. So we didn't get to test out Poro King at all there. We didn't draw him. So all that was really showcased was how good Spirit of the Brew. How good Spirit of the Brew is. This we're just buying because we want more copies of it. Alright, more of our champion. Because yeah, we're blasting through these, but we're not actually showcasing the build at all, so it doesn't help. What? You have a wife? How do I get one? You have to go out and talk to people. Don't be shy. Go, and if you see a cute girl, go and talk to her. Ask her out for coffee. Probably gonna do a video when I hit like 20,000 subscribers of adding more toast lore. So how I actually met my lovely wife. Talk to people, never mind, I'm out. Yeah. What bundle is she in? Wife reveal? I don't know. That one is totally up to her. Do we want Poro Snacks? Professor? We don't have anyone else to play. We also don't have our Poro King. So that's not great. I guess we'll just drop this here. Instead of spending money on dates, you can spend $500 on the new Ari skin in League of Legends. I know what I would choose. Yeah. Oh, that thing is crazy. Like those... I mean, I get why they're doing it though, because like those bottom tiers are fairly reasonable, but it's just for those people that have more money than sense. And so they're like, yeah, I want to drop $500 for a skin that's very marginally better than the next version. Hey Toast, so glad I can finally watch a stream. I'm on a holiday break. Nice. Nice. Oh, we still don't have our stupid champion. No one has a way to block him. We could just kill it. Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Perhaps we should pause for thought.
I'll be perma-banning Ari every game. That is pretty funny. That's always the problem. Like, yay, a new champion is out, and then everyone just bans it so no one can play it. Yeah, it's such a disgrace that they use Faker as a cash grab. It would have been nicer if they also, yeah, gave him more money. Like, I'm glad they're doing at least 30%, but 50% at least would have been nice. So we still haven't been able to showcase the build at all. Because we just don't draw our Poro King. So that sucks. Alright, more champion. Great. Sure, let's just get some more keywords on random Poros. Alright, come on. Give us our Poro King. Let us showcase the build. 30% to his team and not directly to him. Yes, but while Faker is really good, it is a team game. And so, like, I think it makes sense giving it to the team, and then they can send as much as they think is justified to him. I mean, I haven't followed with the esports scene in a very long time. But hopefully, or I thought that his team was pretty consistent. Your zero cost Katarina died. Rip. The guy embodies League of Legends esports and is very unlike someone will ever replicate what he did for the game. Yeah, he was definitely very good for the game.
Like this? Oh, I see.
Hey, look, we actually have Poro King. Alright, so we will open attack
Indeed.
like this. So we actually save our attack token. This will get our plunder damage off, so we can do a 1-cost Poro King.
Come on, main line.
So yep, he still gets all of the powers. Alright, solid.
Don't touch that.
Yeah, it's insane that he's always been the best player in the game. Like, the game's been going on for so long, and he's consistently always been the best. I hope next year they'll do more than one, maybe 3. I can think of many. Asol's leveled and on the board. I might not be toasted yet. Let's see. I think let's do a Poro Snacks. Drop another Poro to get another Poro Snacks. This is actually helpful because normally, even if you did get high enough mana to play Poro King, your board was already full, and so you couldn't actually generate those Poro Snacks.
Advertisers are brilliant.
Here, though, it is actually pretty solid. Yeah, we can drag this over here. Actually, this one would be better to drag because the other one's higher health with the Overwhelm. Did he have Unyielding? He does, but it won't matter. Yeah, the fact they also made it limited time, so it's FOMO. I mean, it's not good. That being said, there are whales that want to spend that much money because, yeah, the monthlies are tomorrow. To them, having something that other people don't have makes them feel better about themselves. And so while it is kind of sad, there are genuinely people that want to spend that much money. So I definitely understand why they are doing it. I'm happy with the fact that at least there is a version of the skin that's pretty much mostly the same that is way cheaper. I'm happier with that. Like, yeah, some people, like for me, I would want to get a skin because I think it looks cool, or maybe to get a skin to support Faker. But other people, they don't really care how the skin looks, or at least that's not the most important element. For them, the most important element is them having something that other people don't have. So the more limited it is, the better it is to them, which I don't really think is like that seems pretty sad and pathetic to me. I think there's more important things, but there is genuinely a community of people that they want to have more expensive things to buy just so they can feel special. It's not good, but I understand why Riot is doing it. I would say it's a bit of a mixed bag. On the one hand, there are those people that they want to spend that money because they just have probably too much money. And so I get Riot then catering to those people of like, hey, we're going to give you something that's not really that much better than something that costs way less. The bad thing is going to be those people that feel pressured into getting it, that they try to have a complete collection, that there's that FOMO element. That part is kind of the worst part of it. It's not actually the $500 price. It's more the fact that some people will feel guilted into getting it. The other people that they want to throw their money away, and to them they're happy about it, like for them it's like, whatever, if you want to lose your money to this, go for it. For the people that feel pressured into getting it, for them they still shouldn't do it, and it like is their own fault, but I feel worse about it for them. Daily rewards, that a chest for Path of Champions and points for PvP. Is it broken? Yeah, I don't think it's been broken. I just think that the stuff doesn't show up. It goes straight to your rewards. Sometimes the expense is its own point. It's a signal you were able to afford it. Yes. And I think that is something that is, from what I've heard, more prevalent in some of the Asian cultures, like especially I think in China and maybe North Korea. Not North Korea, South Korea. I think for them, and I think this is everywhere, but from what I've heard, it's a little bit more prevalent over there. And that's why pay to win in games is more accepted over there, because for them, being able to throw money at a game kind of shows your status. Whereas more in North America, everyone's generally against pay to win. But I think in some other cultures, especially in some other places around the world, that's normal. And yeah, they want to be able to throw their money around to show off their status. All the stuff in the bundle you get. Also, all the stuff in the bundle you get, I know people that spent that kind of money for all just its money over time and not one off, which seems... I need to read that again. That is a difficult sentence. Yeah, I get what you mean, that there's people that have spent that much money in the game overall, I think. It's just that people doing that all in one lump sum purchase at the same time is definitely rough. Because yeah, there's people that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on League of Legends. So people do spend that much money. It's just... yeah, having to drop it all on one purchase, yeah, that is the part that's crazy, and I think that's what you were getting at. It's a shiny watch for gamers, yes, and which, yeah, that is the same thing of people that buy like brand labeled clothes, like the stupid Supreme anything they have, of just like, you take a random thing, you throw the Supreme label on it, and now everyone's spending like 2 or 3 times as much to get it. That's also something I never understood. Buying brand label things just for the brand label. Like for me, if you really like the quality of a brand and you think they make a really good product, and so for you it's worth getting that because you think it's a good product, that I totally get that. Buying something just because it has that label on it, though, it's like, why? That seems so stupid and pointless to me. That's something I've never understood at all. Yeah, the Supreme brand is just dumb. Anyways, Poro King, he is one that I will get rid of the asterisks. He's one that tested out, and I think, yes, it is worth having. I think there are some benefits. It's potentially a better build than the kind of meme build I go with. Potentially will still stick with my build, but I definitely think it is quite solid and does have some solid benefits to it. Secret technique is one we need to test more of. I think Diana was one that... yeah, let's try to go for this. This is one that like I don't think I've ever done before. I've thought about it a while ago, but I don't think I actually played it. It's 430 for a bundle with a whole bunch of other stuff, and people can buy the stuff in the bundle all at the time, but they might buy some chromas, 60 here, or skin, $20 there, and then pass for 20, etc. So the bundle isn't overpriced, it's just all at once. I would say the lower end bundle definitely. Like, a lot of the stuff that's in there, like their whole event pass, does seem worth getting if you're actively playing the game. I mean, the final 2 skins, though, I mean, especially the final skin, like, you're getting almost nothing different. Yeah, it doesn't really seem that worth it.
Trust nothing but
to me. The deck becomes a bit champ reliant. As we saw, you're not drawing Poro King several matches in a row. It becomes more champ reliant, yes, the last build. That being said, you have Spirit of the Buru, and that relic alone, even if you had nothing else, it's such a powerhouse for Poro King that it still doesn't really matter if you have your champion or not. While it is helpful, it's not like you can't do it without it.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Alright, so we can get our
Find your own
Diana on the board.
Yours
Our
is
first attack will be a little bit weaker, but we're going to have these cheap Pale Cascades. We're going to have a bunch of them in our deck, so hopefully we can just keep drawing them, and every time we're playing them, we're getting more and more stats.
temperamental as moonlight.
No more hiding. It's our time.
Alright, so this will be another Nightfall. That's enough for the level, right? There we go.
Moon is our queen, the night, her kingdom.
This also explains why Faker didn't pick Ari for his world skin. Right, for sure told him they were already had the Hall of Legends things coming? Probably.
The winter's claw strikes.
Yeah, I think it is definitely pretty solid.
This land is ours.
We want to get that Nightfall effect off, although really we can just...
Lunari, rise.
We can't just attack and end the game.
Our light grows brighter. Face your heretic.
Yeah, this is one that I was pretty sure it'd work out fine, so we'll just do like the one match.
A full moon casts her light across the land.
Diana with Oath is actually really good. I used to beat Lysandra. Yes, I've done that before as well. Oath on Diana is very solid, especially because a lot of champions have quick attack, and so with your star powers, you can give them double attack. That happens, yeah, a lot. Oath Diana is definitely solid. Now that I finally have everyone at level 30, I need to choose the 11 champions that I'll use to get the new rewards from Lysandra. Sadly, already used 5 good champions on it. Yeah. Still no idea what builds to use. It's going to be tough, especially for me. One of the last 2 I've left is Shurima. And I've already used Nidalee, and so Kai'Sa and Talia, I would love to get some powers going for them, but I don't think... I've gotten anything really for them yet. Yeah, there's... Alright, 10 Kai'Sa fragments, and I see nothing for Talia. Anyways, we will cross off Diana from the list. Not that was really a surprise. Let's test Poro King. Let's see. So secret technique, we want to see how it works with your Poro Snacks. Probably could use to try to get him on the board a little bit earlier. We could go for Disciple of Shadows. I think we'll just stick with Pack Powder. Yeah, I've heard that I think it only affects your units you have on the board. And that the units, the everywhere buffs don't go off. Which is a little weird, because the everywhere buffs seem to work for Nasus with his power. Round start refill your spell mana. That is nice.
In carnage I bloom like a flower.
Already used Aesol, Nidalee, Norah, LeBlanc, and Ashe. Yeah. Is Kaisa 5-star better than her 6-star? I'm gonna go for the 6-star. I mean, if I get the Nova Crystal, that is. I would go for the 6-star first. I haven't obviously tested it yet, but I think it has really good potential. Now, the potential is going to be it's going to be better once you also have the 5th star to give you those extra stats. But I think even without that, it's still going to be probably worth grabbing first, in my opinion.
I never miss.
All right, let's go ahead and immediately use our Poro snacks. So these are both 2/2. These are 1/1. If we use it... Well, okay, they got 3/3 from the Radiant Plate Armor, but they're going to be a 4/4. Yeah, it's hitting the ones in hand. These are 3/3, so it went off twice. You got one from the Poro Snacks, one from the other power.
Gotcha in my sights.
Now, maybe it doesn't hit ones that aren't in hand. Yeah, maybe someone was just passing around fake news. Yeah, this one's also 3/3. Let's see if we're able to create any. Okay, perfect. So this is create 3 random 1-cost Poros. This one's 3/3. These are, yeah, it just works. So I don't know if it wasn't working earlier or if someone was lying, but it seems to just work. Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, I heard that Yuumi counts as Bandle City and not Targon. My hope is that it counts as Targon and someone beat it with Demacia first. I think as far as beating something with Lysandra, I think she, like this dual region champs, I think can count for either region. Now, I think you can only beat it once, so if it needs, like for Morgana, both Demacia and Targon, you can't just go through with Morgana twice, but I think she can count for either one. I think. Hey Toast, got my Yuumi finally to 3 stars. What relics would you recommend with epics? Kind of got distracted by the fact that they actually have constellations up here. I kind of never noticed that before. Anyways. So for Yuumi, Disciple of Shadows is solid to be able to get your Yuumi on the board round 1. Also, full build is decent. It's not necessarily the best for Yuumi, but you're bringing all of these over to your unit that you're attaching to, so that is also very good. Beast Within, very solid. I prefer this over Spirit of the Buru, so that is quite nice. Gale Force is also very good. As far as some non-epics as well, you can always go for just a flat stat relic. Pretty much only can get something that has keywords or stats. Any sort of effect isn't going to go off. So for a lot of these, you just know they're not going to work for you at all. So you might, like, going down and actually getting some common relics isn't a bad idea. So Dreams of Yordles, Spirit and Impact, not bad. Spell Shield, tough. There's some of these here that they're actually decent. But in general, Gale Force, Disciple of Shadows, and the Beast Within is pretty much the best build. Once you get Norah to 5 stars, so you start at 3 mana, maybe you want to get rid of Disciple of Shadows because you can already play Yuumi round 1. So maybe throw in another relic there. We'll see. But if you just have them at 3 stars, this is kind of the go-to best build. No, Grand General Counter Plan doesn't work on Norah. Anything that is not power or stats and keywords doesn't work. Like Disciple of Shadows, this is one of the rare interactions where the cost reduction works because it works while you're in hand. The play effect doesn't work because you technically don't play them. Play and summon effects don't do anything. Yuumi technically is not on the board, and so effects that require your champion to be on the board, like Grand General's Counterplan, Archangel Staff, all these rounds start, they have to have your champion on the board. Since Yuumi isn't technically on the board, at least as far as game logic goes, none of these go off. Does Axe work? It shouldn't. It should give you the Spirit. So attack effect, yeah, this shouldn't go off because this is something that needs your champion to be on the board. You'll get 1 Spirit for it though. I actually disagree with Spuru being better. For me, I prefer the actual 1/1 on your Poros. I think that helps more than the extra keywords. I tested them both out and I thought that Spirit of the Brew would be better. After playing with both of them, having that little increase in stats I actually thought was very good. Potentially later, if we don't need Disciple of Shadows, then going for Spirit of the Brew plus a stat relic might help more. Then Spirit of the Brew might be flat out better. For right now though, since we don't have anything increasing our stats, having just that little bit of extra on the Beast Within is quite nice. At least for me. I tried them both out. I like Beast Within better. But if you prefer the keywords, that's there too. Quick Attack is nice, yes. But I like having the extra stats. Because sometimes Quick Attack doesn't help you if you don't actually kill the unit. So yeah, it's probably going to be personal preference. Play with them both if you have them both. See what you like. And each one is going to maybe be better in some different situations. Just beat Lissandra with turn 1 Infinite Encroaching Mist. I had 2 powers that give +2 attack on Mist, and they had Deathless, and start a free attack, and create a fleeting copy in hand. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. The only epic relics I'm missing are Beast Within and Oath. Kind of sad. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get the relics now, though. The golden reliquaries. Anyways, let's go ahead and... We were testing out Secret Technique. It is good for Poro King. Last one we need to test for Secret Technique is Tom Kench. So yeah, apparently this one is pretty good. Or well, it's, I don't know about really good. People suggested it though. The stats you get from your capture, your Bayou Brunch, which is also in your starting deck. Apparently people say that one is, yeah, good. So we'll go and... Oh, he's already... Why is that showing that we're... That's annoying. Is it worth to dump all my wild fragments on Viego to 3-star him? I mean, that's going to be a judgment call for you. If you're wanting to use other constellations, then probably not. But if you just really want to play with Viego, then it can be solid. If you don't think you're going to be able to complete the quest to defeat Lysandra with Viego in time, then yes, it would be worth it. But I think you have like 6 weeks for that, so there's not that much of a rush. Going Grand John's counter plan or going for Echoing Spirit would potentially be better.
Adventure calls.
I feel like having the extra mana so we could play it earlier would probably be helpful. But yeah, you could have gone for a Grand John's counter plan route. Is it worth paying 3k for a Golden Reliquary in the store? If you mean in the Emporium, then yes. If you don't mean the Emporium and you mean the one you buy from the bundle, that's going to be up to you. If you don't have every epic relic and you want to get them more quickly, then sure. But if you're talking about the one in the Emporium, yes, it's worth getting as long as you don't have them all. If you have them all, then what's in there is really bad.
Where there's a will, there's a meal.
So we could grab this, make a free copy in hand. Spicy, are you still doing the monthly with the help of the chat? Yes. Yes, I am. Sure, let's go ahead and grab that. And we just do that again. So it's going up by 3-3. Shouldn't it be going up by 2-2? I am a little confused.
Come along! There's room for everyone.
Yeah, he is leveling. Okay, so the Nexus gave us 4-4. We did it twice. Okay, so yeah. Then it is all good. It is pretty fun being able to just make an army of units when you have the cost reduction. So I'm thinking this is definitely going to be a build where... Sure, let's go ahead and steal her. If you're really wanting to go for a capture-heavy build, then it works.
Faster than my arrow?
I definitely don't think this is going to be necessarily that good of a Tahm Kench build.
Appetizers are brilliant.
But it can be fun.
Adventure call.
Alright, so we'll do some damage. We can do a rally. Do you think it's stronger than the buckler build? No, I do not. GG.
Now begins a new era of peace.
I'm trying Leona Found Fortune, and I'm drawing Parallel Convergence. Huh. I mean, that's good, I guess. That's normally not in your deck. Yeah, so Tom Kench is one that I will still recommend for the secret technique, but it's going to be a little bit more of like, there's going to be some caveats there where it's like, yes, you can use this. This is what it's doubling. It is a little bit more of like a meme build, kind of. Yeah, it's an interesting one. All right, next up we have Shock and Awe with Jin. "56 wild fragments." I don't want to just flat out have to use them to buy some champion stuff. All right, so I feel like this is still going to be a better build, but it should be decent. It is a power. Oh, I don't. Oh, my word. Right. I've never got him any epic nodes. Alright, I'll have to test this out on my own later. Because I've never bothered, because I've never needed any epic nodes for Jin. As far as what we would use, though, is there any other powers that are really solid? Yeah, we have this one. Spellweavers is another power. No, I don't believe his spells at all are elemental. I don't think anything in your starting deck is elemental either. Nope. All right, so let's move on then. Who else? Spellweavers, we did try it on Neela. We've not tried it on Janna. Did we try it on Vayne? I don't think so. The Death's Foil is nice, but we have enough stats now that it shouldn't matter as much. But let's grab Spellweavers. Yeah, let's do a quick Vayne match and see how we like it. Alright, what power are we gonna get? More draw, that is fine.
I'm on the case.
Alright, Caitlyn. Yes, we need to try to stay in Demacia. That's something you really need to pay attention to with anytime you're running Spellweavers. Your regions are very important. So, like, if you're using it on someone in Ionia, you need to get out of Ionia as soon as possible. Alright, so we don't have any equipment, which isn't necessarily the best.
Demons walk among us, masquerading as men.
But we can still get a attack off. what's a good region? Demacia seems to be the best. I think Targon and Noxus are both okay. Shadow Isles is okay if you're a Shadow Isles deck, especially not Vex, but like for a lot of the other ones, there's kill spells in there that are solid.
Swift death.
I guess we'll just grab this one. But yeah, we'll get a normal attack off.
Minding details is my duty.
There's too many cards. We'll go for a tumble. Actually, what do these have? So Spirit, now it has nothing because we just made it. Alright, so this will give us our Scout, which will give us another attack token, so another spell.
Expertly done. Now to root out the next feint.
So the spells we got there were pretty much probably some of the worst spells you could have gotten, I think. Both of those seemed like low rolls. Alright, support champ. Okay. Actually, I think Freljord was solid. I think they had a lot of buffs, I think. So yeah, we'll go for Freljord. I think they're good. Let's go for Zoe. Yeah, I think Freljord had a lot of combat tricks. And then obviously some frostbites. I think Freljord was one of the best. I have 4-star Misfortune, and I'm running New Epic plus Pack Powder. For a third relic, should I go Blade Rack or Ludens? You can potentially go Blade Rack until you get Challenger on your minions, your monkeys, because they're going to get Challenger. If you don't have that yet, then you might want to go Blade Rack until then. Alright, so form up, one of the better ones. Use that, especially good with our Faded. Just get a normal attack in. What is this? This one's elusive. I mean, it does have more stats over here. So give us our Scout attack. Give us another attack token. Give us another spell. Inspiring Light. So we don't really need it because we can just attack it in the game. But still, it would be another way to buff up our units, so not bad.
A sentinel's work is never done.
Yeah, I think Targon is another one that is fairly solid. Alright, so here you have to really pay attention to the regions. So Kingfisher, even though we're probably never going to play this, and Sharesies would be a better spell to trying to stay into your regions, you'd probably want to go here. That being said, I think I've seen enough. I think it's another one that is fine. I think it's a fun relic and it's viable. I think there's probably better options, but I definitely think it's good. So yeah, we'll take that off the list of someone we need to test. We also need to try to test Spellweavers on Janna. We already tried Icon earlier. So this is one, it is giving you a like 0 cost card to play, so it's completely reduced, so that is good. The issue is it's only a card every other round because Janna doesn't really have a lot of ways to trigger extra attack tokens. That's a little rough. Alright, Swain. So while it does have some synergies, it might not be as good just because of how limited it is. Have you done Lux 2 with Spellweaver's Symphony? No, I have not. I think that one is on the list. Yes, it is. Alright, let's get rid of most of these. I think I'm gonna like Found Fortune still better than this, but we will see. PNZ is more of a solid region. It's nice when you just immediately play this. So being able to start your cost reduction right away is helpful.
Come on, people, let's make tomorrow today. Gear up.
Yeah, we could play this. They don't have any mana, so there shouldn't be anything they can really do to stop us. Our Janna won't see it, but yeah, it'll be probably better. Then let's actually get rid of the Howling Gale. This way, this unit will survive and still be on the board.
Ready. Keep it up. Get out.
Yeah, we can play our Janna. We'll get rid of both of these.
You are not alone.
So it's definitely solid.
The Zephyr heralds the scroll.
Note on Spellweavers, there's a few monthly mutators that take it to the next level. Scout attack on 1, mirror image, etc. Yeah, that is a very good point. Is Valhyr better than Duplicator for Janna? Even Ludens could arguably be better since she has a lot more spells that aren't elemental. I mean, I normally never go Chemtech Duplicator on Janna because normally you're ending before you ever get to that point.
Lift us up upon your mighty wings, old friend.
Yeah, Chemtech Duplicator, you just end before it ever activates, so there's not really that much of a point. We'll save it.
Storm unrelenting.
Any recommendation to raise Janna, Nami, and Vayne from level 1 to 20? I mean, use your blessings if you don't want to level them the slow way. Normally, I go to Nautilus first. After Nautilus, I assess their strength and then take them into one of the 3 stars, either Kaisa or Thresh. And then from there, I just take them straight into Aurelion Sol and start grinding away. Sometimes you can farm the weekly quests. For this week, the weekly is pretty good. So yeah, probably wouldn't be bad to just try to farm the weekly. Let's go ahead and buff this up here.
I am with you.
We don't... Well, if they play a blocker, we could just kill it. So, yeah, we'll be a little bit slower.
Remember the objective.
We were trying to hurry, but they still might stun us.
My vortex shall consume you. I cast thee out.
Alright, let's do these two to pop their first health bar. Alright, we can finish them off with a Divine Whirlwind.
The Zephyr heralds the squall.
Yeah, not
The
bad.
time for calm has passed. Now the tempest
Kaisa Adventure seems a lot harder overall. Also more RNG.
swept into the cyclone's fury.
I mean, they both just come down to your build and what you're
With
able to
wind
do.
in our sails, onward.
Kaisa can be very difficult. If you can have a way to stun or kill her as soon as she's played, with Aurelia that is, then it's pretty easy. If you don't have that, she can rush you down. If you have a little bit of a slower-ish deck, but you're able to have a lot of Overwhelm or Elusives, then Tridimir is not normally that hard for you. Yeah, I think for Janna, it is one that is solid and usable. For Janna, you can sometimes struggle to be able to get your cost reduction rolling. So being able to just play a free cost reduced card, even if it is every other round, is still pretty solid. P and Z does have an okay selection of spells. So yeah, it's one that I still think Found Fortune is definitely better, but it is one that is worth using. Spell Weavers on Samira. I'm not sure. There's no notation next to it, so yeah, I think I did test it. I think it was fine. You get a lot of attack tokens, or you can get more. It helps with your level up. I think I tested that one. Let's get rid of the mark by Janna. Aurelion Sol. Sure, we'll hop into a match quickly with him. We can get rid of Disciple of Shadows. Having some, yeah, cost reduction, not bad. For all your champions. I suspect the Kaisa Adventure AI knows what keywords they're going to get. Yes. They don't make bad attacks except when they roll quick attack and then get it and it becomes a good attack. Yes. Alright, power. Yuumi Spellweavers. I could see that because of the Faded. Do we have that listed? I'll add it to the list with a little asterisk to test. But with that Faded, I definitely could see that being solid, and because it's a power, Yuumi can technically benefit from it. I mean, both of these are very good. We're gonna get Grit because both of these are really good, and we want to just try to be like baseline power right now to test out the relic.
Show them their place.
But yeah, the other two are actually fantastic. Yeah, it could be very solid for Yuumi, especially once you get it to 3 stars and you don't need the Disciple of Shadows anymore. Let's get rid of this one. Coffee's getting a little bit colder. Yeah, we'll grab this here. Although, I think I'm not going to play that. Just because I want to see. Alright, so Gifts from Beyond, not bad. It's a created card that's going to make us other created cards. Let's see what we get here. I mean, Calibrum is solid, especially if we were a little bit later on. We had a lot more champions. Gravitum. Yeah, this should be the best, I think. There was one that also had another Manifest, so that could be decent. Let's go ahead and
For the Empire.
yeah, it is pretty good.
Make the Empire proud.
I mean, we can just attack right away. I was gonna trigger those.
Cool.
All right, so we're gonna get another one. I won against a 3-star adventure with a 1-star Asol. He's level 3. Yeah, definitely not the most efficient way to level up your champion. Oh, excuse me. It is definitely a little, just has that extra little bit of being strong for Aurelion Sol, because every card you make then gets an like epic item on it. Are they technically epic, or are they just a item? I think it's just a item. Rare or epic. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Finally, someone cool.
Yeah, so I think for Aurelion Sol is pretty good.
Wonderful, as have I.
My Kaisa Asol run is turning into a Neela speed run. She's 5'10", formidable double strike. Nice. All right, let's go take a quick glance again at the Targon spells. Spells, 2 cost. Invoke, so this is a create a card, giving you another create a card. Spell shield, and curse it with shackles, so a create a card, giving you another create a card. Solid. Invoke, so a create a card, giving you another one. Good, another create a card, giving you another one. Create a card, giving you draw. Just really good card. I mean, other than the seal in steel, which you still might play, almost all of these are good, and a solid amount of these are excellent because they're not only a 0 cost card, they're giving you another created card. So especially for Asol with wanting to play created cards, yes, this is definitely very good for you. I just wanted to double check and make sure I wasn't high rolling. I wanted to see what all were the cards in there. So yeah, for Aurelion Sol, it is definitely good. Excellent. Getting one shot by Ezreal. Oh, feels bad. Let's go ahead and go over here then. All right, Asol. Looks good. Morgana. I feel like it's going to be a lot worse for Morgana. Because a lot of the cards for both Demacia and Targon, a lot of them are targeting your own units, not enemy units. Your level up is still targeted units. I mean, I guess we'll test it out, but I definitely think this is going to have a lot less synergies. Because if it was giving you a lot of ways to target enemy units, that'd be great, but I don't think there's as many of those. There's a couple in there for both Targon and Demacia, but I guess you can try to also get into P and Z. Potentially Noxus. Yeah, let's go ahead and go. Morgana's 4-star is Spell Slinger, so all your spells cost 1 less. All right, Caitlyn.
On the case.
Seems like more of just a fun why not build for her. Yeah, it seems like it's something that she can utilize. I don't think it's really going to be optimal at all for her. It can be a fun build to go with. It does have some benefits because you have the inherent benefit of whatever the spell is, but then the fact you are targeting your own units, so it is helping you level up a little bit faster. Oh, those 1-cost shield vaults, that is beautiful. That's really nice. Alright, super cool star chart. I mean, that's a good one. We would want to play Lisa and Dolly.
Punish transgressions.
So we'll wait and just attack. We need them to play something.
Observe and learn.
Alright, let's get some extra mana.
Mama told me to stay away from strangers.
I feel like Morgana might be one where it's like, if the list is too long on people we're shouting out, then she'll potentially get cut. If we don't have that many, then it's like, yeah, maybe we'll also add in Morgana. That being said, Spell Weavers is a long list. It's around like 10 right now. So Morgana might get cut. We'll see. We could drop her already. We don't have the cost, we don't have the plunder, so might as well.
You cannot break.
Have you tried Found Fortune on Morgana? That's my favorite honor. No. Wouldn't you just get the Blinded Mystic? Do you have another 4-drop? I feel like it's just the Blinded Mystic. Having a bad time there, Jump? Man, another Behold the Infinite. That is solid. We need to start using some of these spells, though. We are having a little too much. Getting free Blinded Mystic is amazing.
I'm your backup. Feel my pain.
I mean, I think it would be nice.
Be still.
I don't know if I prefer that over like Packed Powder.
We'll prepare him a nice welcome.
2 free level up triggers plus extra shackles. Your Targon's peak missed every single champion. That is... yeah. This is why I never try to play around Targon's Peak, because I pretty much never get lucky in that regards. Targon's Peak always hates me. Lysandra makes ice shards, so she has infinite. Yeah, whenever I go against Targon's Peak, the enemy always gets the best things, and I always get nothing. Um... 993. The 3 should be the Sting Officer.
Miss Moore! Miss Moore!
Yes.
Look what I can do!
Perfect.
It is a delight to watch you grow, Lisa.
Devotion to battle.
Okay, we do need the extra 1 here.
Bear this burden.
Yeah, so far Spellweavers, it's like fine for Morgana, but you don't have that many synergies with it. Like, just playing spells doesn't really matter to you. You have to be targeting people with spells.
Suffering was not in vain.
Targeting your own units is okay, but you really want to be targeting the enemy units, which you're not going to get consistently from your Spellweavers. Ugh. Alright, support champ. Yeah, this is fine. We don't really care. We're just going to do one more.
My mouth into which all travels in.
Morgana has more than 2 shard, I guess. None of those were created or her champion spell. Okay. Yeah. Lysandra is rough. That being said, Lysandra, I think, would be a very fun champion, so I hope they add her. Also, it seems like we're not going to get rid of Aurelion Sol anytime soon. I was kind of hoping, but it seems like they're going to leave Aurelion Sol as the monthly for a while. Oh well. The cost reduction, though, is really nice to have.
Follow the horizon.
So right here, if we had our pack powder, we could already play our Morgana, get her on the board. Then we can start getting the Archangel Staff and Grand Shell's counterplan proccing. But instead, we have Sherazes, which, again, we have... I mean, not really any synergy other than the fact that... Well, one, we can't use it because we don't have attachments. But then, like... Okay, it would give us a little bit of targeting. I just wish there was something to get Stardust that makes sense.
Just,
Duck feet for Stardust, please. Yeah, we can go here. They might immediately play and still attack. If they do that, though, we will hush them. Huh. Okay, I guess. I like Spellweavers on Garen. With a bit of luck, you create a Sharp Sight. And it's already better than Starforged Gauntlets.
I shall show
Yeah,
them
that
where
could be
beasts
solid. Really,
Counted any appetizing stories, Lily?
Spellweavers is a very good epic on the fact that you can throw it on almost anyone. And it'll be fun to play with because it's just giving you free spells. So it's a very versatile relic. I would say on a lot of champions it's not the best, but just because something's not the best doesn't mean it's bad. They might try to capture us. Huh, that is not the best. We do have our lead and follow, so I guess we have that. And we have our hush. Granted, nothing's strong enough to still kill him. Okay, they blew all their mana on the shackle. But he's stunned, so it doesn't matter. I guess let's play this just because we have it. That Spellslinger is coming in pretty clutch. It's very nice having all of our spells just discounted by 1. That is definitely solid.
Feel my pain.
Best relics for Vex. Echoing Spirit, I like a lot. Chemtech Duplicator, also very solid. And then... Loose Cannon's Payload is also really good.
Devotion to battle.
Yeah, that was the goal of if he tried to capture, we would hush him and try to kill him.
There's a will, there's a meal.
Interesting. He's capturing his own unit. I guess that's one way to get rid of the shackles. Okay, I guess. I mean... yeah, alright.
Close enough.
Yeah, loose cannons payload can be a solid way to get some removal spells for your Vex. Also, if you have your Vex leveled, it essentially doubles your damage from them, so that's really good. Alright, he still has that 2 mana. Who are you going for?
Forever, child. Not even pain.
Welcome, anguish.
I mean, we can also do this too. Yeah, sure. Just beat Lassonde with Vex Gatebreaker and double Riptide. Yeah, that one is solid. It's a little bit rough because you blow your whole load when you play Vex, and then you have to ride that to victory. And if the game goes on too long, then you can kind of struggle.
Miss Moore, look what I can do.
It is a delight to watch you grow, Lisa.
Oh, Morgana takes forever.
Let us peruse this establishment's fare.
Alright, let's just attack and end the game.
Feel my pain.
With the Vex, Gatebreaker, and double Riptide Battery. You play Vex, you just have all of your relics go off at that one time, and then essentially you have no more bonus from your relics at all. And so it's like, as long as that is good enough to get you to victory, that's great. Replay Vex via Gale Force, that doesn't work. For some reason, I don't know why, but Riptide batteries are only going off once. I've tried it with both Vex and Jhin. At least the combination of Gatebreaker plus Riptide battery. And I think I tried it once with activating Plunder like manually and then trying to play it again. It wouldn't go off again. So you have to play it one time, and that's all you get. Even if you replay the champion, at least for me, in the multiple times I've tested it, Riptide battery would not trigger again. This happened for both Vex and Jhin. So no, the recall and play again doesn't actually work. At least for me. Alright, so this is one that I probably won't recommend. We already have a lot of people for Spellweavers, and I just don't think it's good enough on Morgana. Like, it's not bad, but it's not, like, necessarily good. So it's not something that I would recommend people don't use on her, but I think there's many better options to use it on. So that's, yeah, a little sad there. This one, I keep waiting to get more copies of Vex to be able to unlock this. But I think I've been sitting the same amount for a long time. Although that being said, I haven't really had any way to get new champion fragments. Like, I did all the quests and everything to get all of the upfront amount of vaults, champion fragments, and all of that. So at this point, I think the only generation I'm really getting is the wild fragments for the most part. So I keep like hoping stuff will change for the constellations, but all that's happening is I'm getting slightly more wild fragments. It does take a while though. I think this upgrade though will be very good and make Vex feel a lot better. That with the Pytos one. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to playing maxed out Vex. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, as far as best build, this is the one that I had the most consistency with. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Morg loves Echoing Spirit. That's for epic. I actually kind of think not Gatebreaker. Grand General's counterplan is better because you're generating it every round, whereas for a lot of the champions that don't have draw built into their star power or built into their champion spell, you often can just like run out of cards to play. So even though you're getting the cost reduction, I don't know, I feel like you might run out of steam. Oh, Echoing Spirit and Grand General's counterplan and Archangel Staff. I mean, that's definitely something you could do. Yeah, make sure you have your Morgana, you're generating champion spells and making them cost less. I could see it. I think I probably like the scaling with Packed Powder better and the cost reduction getting her on the board earlier, but I definitely could see going with Echoing Spirit and like this setup right here, so you always have the mana, you're playing a ton of these. With Spellslinger now, I think Grand General's counterplan is definitely better than Echoing Spirit. Yeah, it's slow, but you're invincible. I mean, yeah, the issue is Morgana is already slow, so any other builds that are also reducing her down. I mean, I suppose one thing you could do is, since this is costing so much less, you could maybe actually get rid of the Archangel Staff and throw on a Packed Powder. That way you're making sure you have Morgana, you're having a lot of copies of her, you're still making more, and these are now costing just one from Spellslinger plus the Echoing Spirit. So they're definitely, yeah, you could play around with that. You go for 100% win rate. I mean, Morgana already has a 100% win rate, though. Like, it's pretty hard to lose with Morgana, especially if you have her at level 30. I like Pack Powder for Lissandra, otherwise it doesn't seem necessary. I mean, it speeds up your game plan, getting you on the board early, but then it's also giving you that scaling, which is so good in a lifesteal unit. I don't know. I feel like Pack Powder is so perfect for Morgana. If you don't draw Morgana and don't play Echoing Spirit, you can lose. Yeah, but normally with Morgana, you have enough ways to stall until you draw your Morgana. So for a lot of other champ-reliant decks, you have to get them like the first round. With Morgana, though, that's not the case. Already, she's a fairly expensive champion, but then you have just your entire mechanic of cursing people. You can stall so well that it doesn't really matter. I've tried, it's impossible to lose with Morgana. Yes, I've lost one match against the It That Stares. However, I then revived and I was able to beat them on the next time. Going 560 and 0 starting tomorrow. I'm not sure what you mean. I've intentionally gone against Targon, Ezreal, and monthlies and still win. Yeah, chat forced me to do that last time. 8 months of monthlies. Yeah, I had to do that as well. It was rough. It was very rough. I still was able to win, but it was so annoying. I hate Ezreal's so annoying with Morgana. Yeah, even with chat screwing me up for the monthlies, I still have a really good win rate. All right, let's take a look at our list. We've gotten We've got a lot of progress. We've done almost everything. We still have a couple left to test, but I think I'll save that for another day. If I wasn't streaming this weekend, I would definitely stream longer now, but starting tomorrow's is the monthlies, so we'll be streaming every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern until we finish those. Oh, but thank you for hanging out with me as we go through and test all of these. Yes, so I'll be streaming in the morning, and then once I finish the monthlies, I'm not doing any other work. I'm just hanging out with the wife. So it'll be a bit of a balance, but like 2-ish hours in the morning is not going to be that bad. So still doing a wife weekend. Yep. It'll be a little bit of both. But considering the fact that I normally work all weekend anyways, it's still spending a lot of time. It will be fun. I am taking her shopping. But thank you all for hanging out. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Should be as long as nothing goes terribly wrong. See ya.